Hello there, this is Ezekiel from International House Kuopio, and today I have with me Amanda and Fatima. They will introduce again themselves today. If you have not watched any other podcast that we've already done before, then perhaps it will be your chance to get to know them. They are very important people in the city of Kuopio. Yeah, so basically, what we are going to discuss today is we know in September, most of the time, well, actually, not most of the time, all the time in September in Finland, it's when we are receiving new students who are coming to join universities for different programs. And we just thought maybe we should share some tips, some important things that you are supposed to know as the newcomer in the city of Kuopio, and particularly in Finland, I think in the whole country of Finland. Yeah, so maybe we should start with an introduction. Uh, Maybe Amanda, can you tell us?
Hi, my name is Amanda. Again, I'm from International House Kuopio. I work at the counseling desk that we have here in Navigatori, and I'm happy to be here.
Great, great. You?
So, hi, I'm Fatima. I'm a third year student in Savonia University, and currently I'm here doing my internship. So, hello.
Okay, great. Right, so I have some questions here. I will be asking them one question after another. And mostly, I think we will be sharing some testimony. Even myself, I have some experiences to share, which I believe could help somebody out there. So maybe we can start with Fatima. You know, as I just said, we have new students arriving in September. I think most of them they've already arrived, yeah, because it's almost September. Yeah, maybe can you tell us about your experience when you first arrived in Finland? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it attractive? Did you enjoy? What were the challenges? Yes.
Yeah, so first I had a lot of culture shocks, of course, because the cultures where I come from and which is here is very different. It was quite challenging to adapt to them. For an example, I would say the transportation, the public bus. So in my country, there is nothing called personal space. It's not an option. Everyone will be standing at your face. But in Finland, I really like it that everyone has their own personal space and people don't like to stand next to each other or so close. Even if you have an empty seat, still they like to stand. So it's an interesting thing. Sometimes I even take my bag. I'm like, come on, come and sit.
Yeah,
No, I'm good that they're standing. So
yeah.
I think now I'm used to it. Sometimes I'm also like that.
Maybe were you maybe shocked at some point? Maybe this could be racism. Maybe they don't want to sit with you because you're different.
No, but then I realized, nah, because even if a Finnish person is sitting and then still they don't want to sit there or still they're standing, that means
Mm.
it's not a problem with racism. They're just like, no, I don't want to be sitting with someone that I don't know or they want to stand.
And people
Yeah.
actually do when you sit in the bus and someone comes to sit next to you because it's otherwise full, and then one space is free suddenly, the person actually leaves and goes to the place where there's like two places free so that they can sit alone. And that's like horrible. I don't like that at all if someone does that to me, because then I'm like, do I smell bad or something? Why
Absolutely,
did they
absolutely,
leave? I think that's
absolutely.
rude. But
Yeah, for me, to be honest, I've for me it was okay, and I could even say I never even sensed it until other people say it about
yeah.
it. Yeah, I didn't care. But now, according to what other people shared with me, most of them they had a sense of racism. They thought maybe they don't want to sit with us because maybe we're Africans or something like that. Yeah, so many people had a very bad experience with that. Yeah, but fortunately, some of them came to understand later that this is the culture in Finland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the very important information that you as a newcomer you should understand. You are going to face it one way or another if you're going to use the buses, public buses. So you should understand. It's nothing personal.
Yeah.
Nothing personal.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you overcome this? I mean, did you just do it on your own initiative or somebody share it with you that this is our culture?
Um, no, like with time you start to realize things. Okay, this is how things happen in here, even though it's different back in your country. But then you realize, okay, this is how it happens. And now I think I'm also like that. I have adjusted to all the culture shocks I have seen. Sometimes I'm also like that. So like I said, in the bus, I like to sit alone. I try to find an empty space. I'm like, okay, if I don't find, I even stand. So now I have adapted.
So now you are one of them.
I'm one of them.
You have joined the vampire.
Welcome to the dark side.
I have joined the squad.
Yeah.
That's so cool. For you, Amanda, you have I think one time you shared with me you had worked as a tutor. I think.
Yeah.
First of all, tell us about this tutoring thing. I have no idea how this works.
I was a international tutor, and it was like a normal tutor. So you go to this. You apply to be a tutor, then you have this educational 2 days, I think it was, where you sort of find information that tutors are supposed to have when they new classes come in, and they have these tutor lessons that they tell everything that the new students have to know. And then if you're really active, you can meet up with the students like outside of school. You can, like, on the first week, because people don't know each other, so you might be like, hey, let's meet in the park and let's like get to know each other or something. But when you're international tutor, it's a bit different, because I used to like pick up students from airports and took them to their new apartments and pick up like stuff that Savonia gives to them, like kettles and a mug and a glass, like this starter pack. I picked up them, and yeah, it's basically like sharing information about the Finnish school system and everything that they need to know, and you have to be sort of available. They can text you or something, and meet them from time to time, and then maybe catch someone who wants to be a tutor as well, and sort of transfer the knowledge forward.
Okay. If you can recall, can you share with us about your maybe experience in relation to cultural now integration? Because you're receiving international students.
Yeah.
They have their own cultures. For example, one thing I know about most of Africans, we don't care really much about time. So we can agree to meet at 9. We can come at 9:30 or 10. So how was your experience, and how did you receive it?
I don't remember like facing a lot of like cultural differences, because the tutoring is always like you do it on your free time, so you don't really because it's your free time when you're supposed to do everything else as well. It's quite restricted how much you do.
Okay.
So for me, when I was an international student, I went to the movies once with some international students and met in a coffee shop or something like that. But I don't remember like seeing any culture or thinking about like cultural differences that really like surprised me or anything.
Have you had any interactions with other foreigners before you were tutoring, or that was your first experience?
Well, I was an exchange student, like myself, in high school in England for a year, so there was a lot of other exchange students as well. So I guess there has always been like an international.
That makes sense then. Maybe and Fatima can tell me, because one of the other things I think, maybe one thing about Finnish people that we hear, I don't know myself, I have to prove it, that they kind of avoid foreigners. Some people say because of the language, some people they will say because Finnish people are shy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of abnormal when you see a Finnish being so much open and interactive.
Yeah.
What do you think, Fatima?
I would say the shyness is still there, but I see it as a different, because the female friends that I have, they are normally very open, they talk a lot, they are not really hard to approach, but the male friends are really hard to approach. It's either I start the conversation, or it's never going to start any conversation at all.
Yeah.
No, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's always like I have to start a conversation to allow them to talk. So I think shyness is still there. Maybe I don't think the language is really an issue, because one thing I realized is many people can communicate in English in Finland. That's a positive thing. Even though they can speak a little bit, but they still understand a lot.
Yeah.
It's just that they're shy. They don't want to, like us. I'm sometimes learning Finnish, but I don't want to talk it because I think, okay, maybe I can make a mistake and
Yeah,
it will
yeah.
be embarrassing. So maybe they have the same thought.
Perhaps.
But because Amanda was sharing about the tutoring experience, I just realized one thing, that it would be helpful, because I didn't know when I came to Finland that there are tutors to help students, because we were having this COVID thing, and then when it started initially, I was online. So
Oh.
maybe the information didn't go through, or maybe I didn't have time to concentrate on things going online.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the information. So because when I came here, I didn't nobody told me that Sundays the apartments are like closed, they don't give the keys on Sundays. So I didn't know. I came on a Sunday, I was like, okay, now how do I get the key?
Yeah.
So that's when my teacher told, okay, you're supposed to tell your tutor that like you are coming on Sunday, so he or she can pick the key for you.
Yeah.
So that was something that I missed. So maybe the students who are coming now, or who are planning to come in future, they will know that there is a tutor like who can help you, like Amanda did.
Yeah, I think there's definitely room for making the international tutoring better. Like, I don't know how it is now, because since I was studying, it's like 4 years ago. But anyway, when I was studying, it was still like, I don't know, a bit starting, and like there wasn't a lot of people who wanted to be international tutors. Maybe because of the language. I think Finnish people are quite shy to speak English, even though they understand a lot. So I don't know if it's still like that, but it definitely should be more active, like the international tutoring.
Yeah, and Fatima shared about the key. I know most of you who are listening this, probably you're already in Finland and maybe you already have your apartments. But if you have somebody still on the way, you can share this video so they know in advance that when they're supposed to come, who they're supposed to contact, stuff like that. Yeah, maybe one more question in relation to tutoring. What were the common challenges that you spotted, if you can recall, to the people that you tutored in your time?
There was probably like free time questions, like what to do and where to meet people, maybe apartments and like getting to school, because some of the student apartments were quite far away from the campus. So like during winter time, like walking to the bus stop like 2 kilometers first and then taking the bus might have been like not a best thing. And some of the student apartments are not that great, so they might be a bit like
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm not surprised that all of them weren't like satisfied, even though it's not just international students who go to the student apartments. But anyway, like it might not be the best quality always. I know that they
Yeah.
have done some renovation now, maybe, but I'm sure there's still like old ones.
Okay, great. Actually, and that is, I would say, that is the key of this podcast. Discussing some of the challenges that you, as an international student or international resident in Finland or Kuopio, you may face, and how you should, or what you should do in order to at least minimize, if not to overcome, all of them. So maybe we can continue with the discussion with there. What do you think should take into consideration in order to adapt well to the life in Finland?
I think the first, having an open mind. So you have to look things with an open mind, without judging or without the things that you hear from others. You shouldn't let those thoughts influence you to see something. Like you said, some people might think, okay, this might be, like my friend said, this might be racism something, but it's not. So if you see the things differently, actually it is hard, because you're coming far away from home, homesickness, adapting, a lot of challenges. But eventually everything will work out fine.
Yeah, thing which also used to bother me a lot, and I used to think it's racism, so it angered me a lot. When you pass through restaurants, some Finnish people talking, then they would be kind of looking at you in some way. Yeah, so as you pass or something like that. Yeah, but later on, after I managed to make friends, even with some of those people who were looking at me, then I realized they were just, just looking because you are new. Maybe what can you say on this? I don't know. I feel maybe it's hard to notice this, but if you have noticed people looking at you, do they do the same thing for fellow Finnish people? They would look at someone passing and then
Well, I think I do that myself. I just might look at their outfit, or like many African women have their braids or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and they're usually like really pretty. So I might like stare at them a lot. So I hope like no one thinks that I'm looking at them in a racist way, because I'm admiring, or like little kids with like long eyelashes, curly eyelashes,
yes.
and they're so cute. So I might be like.
And that's the thing. Yeah. So what about now during their studies? They're supposed to be getting prepared for jobs or something like that when they graduate. What do you think are the things they should be doing in order to also adapt well in a job life after school if they are going to stay here? If you have any tips.
First thing is connections. You try to make many connections as possible, and then whatever the talents you have to make use of that in whatever the opportunity that comes, and then you try to prove that you have this talent, that you can do something different. So if you show your value, I think there will be a place for you at any time. So the main thing is you have to make connections, and you have to learn Finnish. It's
Very
you can
important,
say,
yes.
no, I don't have to learn Finnish. No, it's you have to learn Finnish, because even back in your country, if you think, yeah, we use English, but it's an added advantage if you know your home country's language, even for a foreigner.
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, I'm from Sri Lanka. So let's say let's say Amanda is coming to Sri Lanka for a job. So she knows English, but then if she can speak my mother tongue as well, then it will be
It will be hard.
advantage.
Yeah.
So with like dealing with customers, clients, it will be an advantage for her.
That's true.
So it's the same way, the opposite side in here.
Yeah.
So you know English, but learning Finnish is also an advantage to talk with customers, deal with clients. It will be like that. It works both way.
Yeah.
We have this phrase in Finnish that's like putting your foot between the door, laittaa jalka oven väliin, which means like you sort of have your foot the door to this job, and you've made connections there and maybe another place as well, so that you might be able to even choose a job place, or if people who recommend you when you
Yes.
graduate. So that's definitely true. And like learning Finnish, that's true as well. It doesn't only help you in your like work life, but also your free time, because obviously like all the signs and everything is in Finnish, and all the apps and like things like that. So it just makes everything easier if you know a bit Finnish when you live here.
Yeah, I think I also have some few tips to share basically from my own personal experience. Number one, as you have all mentioned, connection. I think connection in Finland is more important than the language. It's more important than the language, and I think I already mentioned it also in our first session with Amanda. Because with proper connection, you'll get places to learn language. Yeah, there are many places here who do their Finnish courses, but I also have many friends who have no idea if there are any Finnish courses in Kuopio. So that's one, because of lack of proper connections. Yeah, but if you have connection, then you will know where to learn the language. But on top of that, connections should help you to be visible, because even if you speak Finnish language, but nobody knows you have the potential to do something,
Yeah.
no one will invite you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's easy to say, these people are somehow racist, they don't call us. But the thing is, they can't just guess. Like, oh, this guy must be a photographer. You just come and show off here. Yeah, it's hard. But if you show up at some events, you meet some people, and for some reasons, you also discuss with them about what you do, your talents, and something like that. It's easy, even for someone to recommend you to some places. And I think this is where I also went wrong, because as for me, being in science, I was doing photonics, and it needs a lot of time. So most of time, I think most of us in the class we were using it for reading,
Yeah.
nothing else, nothing else. At the end of the day, you graduate. Only few people, maybe 5%, they would stay at the university for jobs. The rest of you, you have to go out there. Nobody knows you.
Yeah, that's
Then
true.
that's where the problem begins. So I would say connection is really, 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 really important, and also the language. It's really important because Finnish people, they value so much their language here.
Yeah, and if you don't know where to study, you can always come to Navigator and ask us how to find Finnish courses. We will help you with that. So don't worry. There is ways.
Yeah, that's what, maybe if you can share some any tips, at least where to begin with. If they have no idea, then maybe they can they can come here. But if you have some names, maybe can you say where could they go?
Well, obviously, if you come here to study in Savonia, for example, Savonia already has a lot of Finnish courses that you can get for free, and you can study online. Obviously, online studying might not be suitable for everyone. Many people prefer like a teacher that you actually meet and see. Kompassi is another place where you can study for free. There is courses for
Well,
beginners.
Savonia, I think people can easily find that. Where is Compass?
Compass is in the center of Kuopio, so really close to Navigatori. If you find Navigatori, you will find Kompassi. We will tell you where it is or like take you there.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it's really close to the center.
Perfect. Last time, I think on this free time leisure activities, that event, yeah, there was also some information from the library. I think they also have some Finnish clubs.
Yeah, I think they have like language cafe types.
Yes.
That might be good for a bit more advantaged speaking. So that if you don't know anything, it's obviously might not be suitable for you because it's the idea is like to be able to speak what you've learned and sort of get a conversation going. But if you don't know anything, then you might not like.
Yeah, and they insisted it's really, really important also to join with these people because again we're coming back to the connection. Yeah, and also a place where you can practice your Finnish. Maybe can you tell us the difference between just reading Finnish and having people to talk to, or you being here? Has it affected your Finnish language in any way?
Actually, yes, because from the books or reading, you only get to know like limited words, limited sentences. But in talking, you might hear the same meaning, but in different words, they might express it. Then you'll be like, sorry, what did you ask me? But then you know how to answer that question, but it was just different words.
Yeah.
So when you communicate, you will know, okay, I can ask, okay, like this, also like this, and then I can ask also like this. So it helps us to, okay, identify new words, also learn new things. And okay, then it will be like, it's putting actions into practice. You learn and you have to practice it.
What is the last Finnish word that you guys learned? Like the most recent?
I have to think about it. What was it?
You said something yesterday, I think, but I can't remember.
No, I can't remember.
Do you know how to say have a great weekend?
Yeah. Mukava viikonloppua. Is it?
Yeah, well done.
How's the viikonloppua?
House guys, yeah, that's like have a fun weekend.
Yeah, and also one strange thing which I came to realize, which many other people know already, is that what you read in many of the textbooks is not what people speak in the street. Yeah, so in the beginning I was finding it very hard to understand, why can't I hear these people talking? Why I can't hear them? Then I realized instead of Mina Sion, then ma Sion, something like that, or Sio man, which I've never seen.
Yeah. It's like dialect.
Mina Osan, Mina
Ossan.
Ma Osa, something.
Maosan, yeah.
Maosa, yeah. So it's totally crazy. So unless you start to engage with some people to hear how they are speaking, then I think it's going to be very difficult. I've actually read Finnish for 5 years, though not in a long plan. Maybe just 1 month here, then after 3 months, then another 1 month there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would just read online or in the text books and something like that, but it has never been helpful. Yeah, until when I started engaging with people, talking to
Yeah.
them. So as we are about to wrap up, we have this Welcome to Kuopio event. Yeah, I remember we had a discussion. You said you had never attended one before, but maybe if you can just comment on it. Why do you think we need to have this Welcome to Kuopio event?
I think I'm not in a position to comment because I haven't even attended one. So I don't know how to express the benefits, because if I attended, I would know what benefits I got, so I can tell the viewers about it. So maybe rather that Amanda can explain why we should attend it and how it will be benefiting.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so it's on the 8th of October. We do it twice a year.
Yes.
It's in the city hall. You're very welcome. I think it's very beneficial because there's different kind of companies and organizations sort of telling about their about the stuff that they're doing here in Kuopio. You get to talk to people and sort of hear about like free time leisures and maybe volunteer work, that if you want to do something like that, there's different desks that you can go around, and then there's usually this what is it called, a mayor mayor
Yes.
of the city.
Yeah.
It sounds so American, like the mayor.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the mayor is there to have a speech and to welcome everyone and sort of to tell something about Kuopio. So, plus the connection that you might make there. So it's for students, it's for all newcomers in Kuopio. So there might be the connections that you can make towards your working or your friends or everything. It's a very good event.
Yeah, one biggest benefit that I have got from the Kuopio Welcome to Kuopio event, it's this job tryout. I never had any idea about the job tryout or internship, and in fact I've already graduated a number of years back, since 2018. So I didn't even think that I deserve any of these opportunities. So when I went there, then I just started. I saw it was Elena. Yeah, Elena is in charge of the international. So she was giving a speech and she mentioned about this internship. I said, let me go and ask, and that's how I ended here. Yeah, so there are many benefits, and also the presentation, as she mentioned, they would tell you many things about that you need to know about Kuopio. Fun places, different sites, attractive sites, maybe museums and something like that if you're interested.
Free cake.
And free cake and coffee.
Yeah.
Amazing. By the way, I don't know, do you drink coffee?
Yeah. After coming to Finland, now I'm like officially a coffee addicted person.
You are becoming real Finnish.
Yeah.
It's different because actually in Sri Lanka we drink a lot of tea. It's like coffee is once in a while thing.
Yeah.
Not a constant thing, like morning tea, evening tea.
Yeah.
It's like that. But now it's like morning coffee, evening coffee, even night coffee.
How is it Finnish people are so much attached to coffee?
I don't know, that's so weird because we don't even like grow coffee here. Like, where did it start from? I haven't
Someone without a coffee might not even have energy to do his work. If he misses the coffee in the morning. The whole day can be ruined. I'm like,
I think it's like Finnish people drink the most coffee per person in the world or something.
I think so.
Like that.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think my teacher was explaining something during the marketing things, and he was like, "Do you know why Starbucks couldn't capture the Finnish market in here very successfully? Because Starbucks, we know in worldwide they have a lot of branches, but in here I think there's only in Helsinki, but I'm not sure in other cities.
I'm not sure either.
I'm not sure.
So I was like, wait, because when I thought about coming abroad, I was dreaming about having Starbucks coffee. Because that's what you see mostly people posting on Instagram. Like, Starbucks. I'm like, okay, now there's no Starbucks in
Yeah.
Kuopio. So that's what he said, because Finnish people love coffee too much, like
Yeah.
the black coffee.
Yeah, like
so
basic.
they couldn't make like beat that with the Starbucks.
I see.
Maybe you can like warm up a Finnish person by taking a cup of coffee to them and maybe taking them to sauna. Like that's how you get
A
us
tip.
social.
A tip
The
to make
shyness
friends.
is over when you bring us coffee and a sauna.
That's important tip to make friends. And now you know it.
Yeah.
All right, so perhaps we should come into conclusion. Any closing remarks and advice, and actually maybe if you could also mention about the well-being group, also a little bit.
Yeah, there is this well-being group for young men. If you're a student, you're very welcome. You can still enroll. I think there's still space. It's they plan the group sessions together, and there's like if you wanted to try different kind of forms of exercise or outdoor gym or swimming or see the places in Kuopio, then that's the place for you. The age range is like from I don't know 18 until like 37. What is the young men
Maybe 40.
age gap? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You're just saying 40 because you're like
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a young
I
man.
have to include myself, of course.
Yeah.
I need connections.
Yeah, but if you want to know more about that, you can send an email to internationalhouse@kuopio.fi, so I
Okay.
can tell you more.
Perfect. Any closing remarks?
Yeah, so for the students especially, like the student tutors are there to help, and also International House plays a big role because it helps you to guide you through a lot of things, like they will tell where to start, where to get things done, where to find Finnish courses, and help you with any other documents that you don't understand, because I think many documents comes in Finnish. So even if you have a trouble with documents and you don't understand what you're supposed to do, I think International House especially, you will find Amanda and I'm not getting the name.
Mari,
Mari.
and
I'm
Inabat,
sorry.
yeah,
Yes.
it's alright.
People to help here in the front desk. So you can always come here and ask for guidance and support from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to top up what has already been said, you can come to the International House. Navigatory, this is Torikatu 5. I will add the information on the description area on the address, and maybe put some email address as well. So this desk, when is it available?
It's from Monday till Thursday from 12 o'clock until 3 o'clock.
And what kind of questions should somebody come and ask?
Anything really. We guide you to the right place if we're not the people to help. For example, Kela questions, we can answer general questions, but we won't give you any specific advice because we're not Kela officers. So we guide you to the right place. It doesn't matter what the question is. We can
Yeah,
help you.
so I think that's the huge benefit you can get here. You can ask about anything that troubles you, and we know it's really hard to adapt as an international people in Finland. New environment, new people, no connections. It could be really hard, but you have a place where you can ask almost anything. And can you comment also about the digiparki and the Duunitorstay?
Yeah, so we have Digiparki and Duunitorstay. I think Digiparki is you can come and ask for employment guidance, making a CV, doing a job application, or even looking for jobs, like where should I find the websites, which jobs should I apply, those things. And Duunitorstay, I haven't been able to attend because it was on a break.
Yeah, summer break.
So now it will start soon. I think it's
Yeah.
on every Thursday from 12 to 3.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
12 to 3.
Yeah, actually it is like that. And one benefit you can get from this so-called Duunitorstay is that there are some companies which come here at the International House or Navigatory building, and they would introduce about themselves, and then they would have an interview. They would interview, I think, almost all the participants. I came here accidentally one time. I didn't do any application.
Yeah.
I was actually contacting someone, I don't even recall, and she said you can just come and take a look. So I just came, and then I realized there were some companies here.
Yeah.
They introduced about themselves after that, and in Finnish. After that, they said Now it's time for interview, and I said I'm just going.
Yeah.
So I just came and I did the interview. Of course, unfortunately, they needed Finnish. People were speaking very fluent Finnish. So I think for me, I could not go further. But you can see an opportunity. It's very hard to get to an interview. Very hard. Because with any announcement of vacancy, I think the people could get even up to 100 applications from one city.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to be picked up. Even if you have the great CV, sometimes these people don't have time to go through the CV and stuff like that. So just come here and you'll find out about more. I think that will be all for today. Let's stay tuned for the coming episode. If you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you follow all the pages of International Kuopio, International Kuopio House, something like that. I think in Facebook and Instagram it's only Kuopio International. There's no house.
Yep.
But if you're on LinkedIn, then you can see Kuopio International House Kuopio. I'm always changing these words. Does it matter?
I don't know. And TikTok.
Yes, and TikTok. You'll also find there. I think how many videos we have now?
One.
Only one video, but make sure
It's
you
a
follow.
good video.
Yeah.
Go check it
And
out.
I think there will be many programs to come. We'll say more. See you next time.
Hyvää viikonloppua.
Hyvää viikonloppua. Should I?
Samoin.
Yes. Moi moi.
Bye.